Hello everyone, today we will talk about the transit of Saturn. Transiting Saturn is conjunct natal Mercury. How transiting Saturn will behave in conjunction with natal Mercury depends on the position of natal Mercury. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in aspect to your natal Mercury. But the basics are as follows. When transiting Saturn is conjunct your natal Mercury, it brings a period of increased seriousness, responsibility, and mental focus. Individuals are serious, have pessimistic thoughts, and increased mental discipline and focus puts them in a reflective mood to ask questions that shake the structure of the construct. A harsh mental state gives us the view that we take life quite seriously and forget to look on the bright side. This world, which currently seems more gloomy to us, heralds the dawn of fresh concepts and new ways of communication, requiring a significant part of your energy, and your usual openness to new ideas will be limited. This is a good time for reading, learning, and disciplined, focused thinking and research. Your deep thoughts and analysis will lead you to important discoveries, insights, or decisions. When our thoughts are concentrated under Saturn, effort, hard work, and the potential for significant achievements in areas related to communication and learning are emphasized. The transit itself also emphasizes the need for clear and precise communication, disciplined thinking, and thoroughness in intellectual endeavors. Therefore, expect a profound change in the way you communicate and process information, as this alignment brings Saturn's sobering prism to your thoughts, encouraging you to prioritize clarity and depth over the superficial chatter that would clutter up everyday life. Saturn, which is otherwise known for its role in imposing structure, restrictions, and responsibility. In this case, it will manifest as increased concentration and the ability to solve complex tasks that require meticulous attention to detail. Your best area of work now is related to specific problems or technical issues. If you have recently received criticism or a painful experience, this will prompt you to be very thorough and careful in your thinking. Interactions with others often feel tense, as Saturn's influence often brings rigorous lessons designed to challenge and ultimately transform your long-held beliefs. This is why individuals who are unable to cope will experience nervous system-related problems or speech and hearing difficulties, especially the elderly. These physical manifestations often symbolize deeper, internal struggles with stress and anxiety. This is not entirely a bad thing, because the sobriety of your thinking will serve you well in your work and elevate your communication skills to a new level of precision and thoroughness. As we have already stated, the sobriety of your thinking here occurs every 30 years and gives a new period with new attitudes. Precisely because of this transit, it is evident that the older we get, the more rigid our thinking becomes. The key is to be careful not to become too precise, demanding, or critical. But as you navigate this time, remember that Saturn's influence, though harsh, is ultimately a matter of maturation and wisdom. It's important to embrace the lessons it brings and allow yourself to grow through the discomfort, yet not become too rigid. Ideas that once danced freely in your head are now rigorously evaluated, instilling discipline in your creative expressions and nuanced conversations, and the increased need to articulate concepts precisely encourages you to hone your skills as a writer or speaker at a cost, of course. So it is very important that you watch out for the tendency to become too narrow-minded. If you lose perspective, you will surely miss opportunities and tend to think pessimistically or become depressed. Saturn and Mercury are not on particularly good terms, and depending on the sign and house, we will assess how much Saturn will put pressure on Mercury. Ask yourself how to maintain high standards of seriousness and precision without falling into the trap of relentless self-criticism and losing the imagination of free thinking. Individuals will feel a bit isolated from siblings or neighbors, or they will create problems for you, problems that you will not be able to solve by communicating with any of them. Try not to oversimplify complex issues, because although communication is generally difficult, either way, Saturn's pressure will create the need to slow down and think about both your communication and travel habits. Structured learning and careful planning of trips will help you start to look at the entire organization in a different way, and to develop a more disciplined approach. In short, transiting Saturn in conjunction with natal Mercury is a time to embrace discipline, structure, and a focused mindset in communication and intellectual activities. Although the conjunction offers opportunities for personal and intellectual growth, provided that challenges are approached with patience, persistence, and a willingness to learn, it also takes away freedom of thought and imagination. Try to remain optimistic in your thinking, because at this time, others show little interest in your narrow ideas and you will be disappointed by the lack of answers. This is a better time for any project that will not necessarily be rewarded immediately, but requires patient thought, such as studying for an exam or starting a journal of your own life history.